Alright everyone, this is the Audi TT Scirocco project here. So, in this video I'm explaining to the people that may want to do this or want to know how I did it. Right now I'm doing the, I'm about to vice clamp the passenger unibody rail to the Scirocco. Just so you can get an idea what I'm doing here. This is the Scirocco right here. I started the video kind of close, my bad. And that one's already welded. Once I welded the top seam to the Scirocco, I then had holes cut in the unibody on the inside and had spot welds where this square tubing right here is actually welded on the inside seams, and this seam right here will weld to the edge of the 1x1 seam, which is why I added these frames to begin with. I knew that the seams don't match up from the Scirocco to the TT. Height, the TT seam from top seam to bottom seam on the TT is like 2 inches or 1.5 inches taller, and the TT seams are perfectly perpendicular up and down, whereas in the Scirocco top mating seam and inside seam is actually offset by 1.25 inches or 1.1 inches or something of that sorts. So I made this square tubing. I just used a TIG welder with a gas purge to freaking just, you know, I'm not an amazing welder, but did square tubing, and then I added a couple of supports, you know, there's like 3 or 4 of them. And then I did little welds along here, and I ground them down, which is why they look that way. They've been flattened off, so when I put it against it, it's all mated. I had a lot of questions and not a lot of people to answer them, man. So I wasn't sure how to keep this car square when I cut the floor off. So like the idea was to get the back square as possible, get that square with the car, and then square the front cradle with the back. So that's what I'm doing. I've got this rail square, like when you put the level to it, everything checks out. So the plan was to get them both welded to the car, and then freaking make a jig, and then square, you know, run that. I have a square tubing that's gonna go from this piece right here to the other surface across from one frame rail to the next to add a support. It's right here actually. It's this right here. I can't really measurements exactly, but it's not too bad. It does add weight to the car, but this is gonna need it, you know. And then I'll have diagrams, and I'll have videos more as I go along, because there'll be a support going across, and then there'll be TIG welded panel here where support chromoly 1-inch tube stock will go from the frame to here and back down to this frame, like a little triangle trapezoid support. But anyways, back to the issue at hand. So when you go to make these fit in the Scirocco, the only thing you have to really do is cut the front off. You have to chop off all the vertical material, and then that material goes all the way on the inside surface as well. So I just cut the whole face off, because when I weld these in, I don't square them from the front to back. I actually squared them from the back to front. So I made sure that I had a little bit of a gap between the fender well and the floor pan. So right now I'm about to set everything up, and I'll post a video once I have everything set up. I think I didn't ramble too much and covered everything. The TT wheel wells, by the way, we tried not to cut too much of the metal away, because once the frame rail's welded up, this gap will close up a little bit, and once everything's all welded up together, I'll chop off the wheel well all the way off, and I'll buy aftermarket wheel wells and wheel well blanks, and we'll put those in there so the wheel can actually sit in the wheel well and have full travel in the chassis without rubbing against the body panel out here, because we don't want to have the tire outside the fender. We want it to be inside. We don't want to have a bunch of poked wheels. Well, this is Damien. Hope I didn't ramble on too much, and see y'all later.